Hello guys, and welcome to another Hackerrank video. Today we're going to be solving arrays DS. In this problem, we're given an array of integers and we're asked to reverse the array. So this is just testing your knowledge of how arrays work. So we're going to be using the two-pointer technique, where we have a pointer starting with the first value and then have another pointer at the last value. We keep a reference of the first value, then we take the last value and we replace it in the front, and then we use that reference to take the front value and place it at the back, right? So then that swaps 2 and 1. So 1 ends up in the back and 2 ends up in the front. And then we do the same thing for 4 and 3, right? By incrementing the left pointer and then decrementing the right pointer. And then we can swap these two values. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. I'm going to copy these values here. And then we're going to go ahead here and use Zyboard to work through them. I'm just going to paste this here for now, and then let's go ahead here and create an array. So I'm going to create the array with the values 1, 4, 3, and 2. So what we're going to do first is keep a left pointer and a right pointer. Okay, and the right pointer is going to be at 3 because the index here for the biggest element is going to be 3, and then the left pointer is going to be 0, right, for the first value in the array. And what we want to do first is keep a temp value, right? So we're going to keep a value t, and this is going to hold a reference to this value here, which is going to be, let's say that our array was called A, right, would be A L. So that's going to be the value. We're going to copy that value and we're going to place it in T. So now what we're going to do is take this value here and we're going to put the value here. So remember that with arrays, what we have is O of 1 access and O of 1 to insert. So what we're going to do is take 2 and we're going to place it here. So we're going to go ahead here. Let me just erase this. So we know that this is going to be 1. Right, for t, and what we're going to do is take 2 here and we're going to go ahead and place 2 at the front, right? So we know that t here is equal to 1 because we copied that over. So what we're going to do is take a, right? So we're going to say that al is going to equal to ar. So I'm going to use lowercase here instead of that. So we use r here. Okay, so now we take this and this is going to be in the front, so we're taking the back, which was 2, and placing it in the front, so that replaces 1. And what we're going to do now is take a r is going to equal to t. So t is 1, so ar is going to be here, right, at 3. So the value in t is going to be 1, so we place 1 here. So you can see that we swapped 2 and 1, right? So 2 is now in the front and 1 is in the back. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to increment L. So L is going to be 1 now. And we're going to decrement R. So R is going to be 2. Which means we're now looking at these values, 4 and 3. Okay, so we do the same step. We copy AL, which is going to be 4 to T. So we know that T is going to equal to 4 now, right? And then what we're going to do is take 3 and place it where 4 is. So this is going to be 3 now, right? Because we're taking AR, so AR is going to be 2. We're taking that and we're placing it in AL, right? And then what we're going to do next is take T, which is 4, and we're going to place it in AR. AR is going to be in location 2, so now we have 4 here. All right, and you guys can see that the array is reversed. The thing that we have to check too is make sure that we have a while loop that checks to see if L is less than R before we do the swaps, because eventually these are going to cross each other and we don't want that to happen. So for example, if we had 5 elements in here, and eventually this is going to become 2 and this is going to become if we had 5 in here, it would become 2 and 2. Well, we can't swap 2 and 2 because 2 and 2 aren't less than each other, right? So that wouldn't work. So that means we had a middle element, it would just keep it that way. It wouldn't swap anything. All right, with that said and done, let's go ahead here and actually code this. So what we're going to do is let's keep a reverse function outside of what we're given so far. We're going to make this void. And then we're going to take in the array that we actually want to reverse. Let's call this A. All right, so the first thing we want to do is keep our pointers. So L for the left and R for the right. So R is going to equal to A.length, right, -1, because the size of the indexing is always, of the array is always greater than the size of the biggest index by 1. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say while L is less than R, we're going to go ahead and create a T value or temp value to keep our reference of AL, right? And then what we're going to do is say that AL will be replaced by the last value is going to equal to AR. And then we're going to take, we're going to say that AR is going to equal to temp, right? Because that's the reference that we kept of AL. And then what we want to do next is we want to go ahead here and increment L, and we want to decrement R. So we're going to do minus minus R. All right. And this is pretty much how you would reverse an array. Now with that done, we can go back here in our reverse array method, and we're going to say reverse. We're going to pass in A here, and then we're going to return A. All right. Let's go down here and let's hit run code, and let's submit